Thanks to our sponsors, mudwater.com/Timbo Sugar Show. Discount code Timbo Sugar Show for 15% off. Mudwater is a coffee alternative with 4 medicinal mushrooms. With the 7th of a caffeine as a cup of coffee, you get the energy without the anxiety, jitters, or crash of coffee. Each ingredient was added for a purpose. Turmeric for inflammation, cinnamon to help suppress sugar cravings, cacao and chai for mood and energy, lion's mane for focus, cordyceps for physical performance, and chaga and reishi for immune and stress. 100% USDA organic, non-GMO, gluten-free, perfect afternoon pick-me-up if you don't want to get fucking blasted on coffee and not be able to sleep the next night. Code Timbo Sugar Show, 15% off.
I'm tuckered.
Are you? I bet.
I slept
Those
good.
are some hard workouts.
I've had 4 hard ones.
Episode 93. Sponsored by ValleyWideGlass.com. Peoria, Glendale, Scottsdale, Phoenix. Mention Timbo Sugar Show. Mirrors, fix the glass, whatever you need.
Your bong. Jokes.
What's the date today?
It's the 15th.
15th.
It's in your barn, isn't it? July 15th?
Yep. UFC 252. Trying to figure out a training plan. Trying to avoid the COVID.
Oh, ice. Yeah. Well, we got a pretty good little plan so far. We got, shout out to my boy Chris. How do you say his last name? Quintero? Mm-hmm. Chris Quintero and Chris Rost, Chris Swag. They're going to Vegas. They're going to Vegas Friday, getting a U-Haul, picking up the cage, and driving it back. Then we're going to put the cage in the back of the studio and finish out training camp. Just super limited people. And try to go from there and try not to get COVID. Because literally everyone's getting it. I ain't worried about getting it, but I'm worried about getting it. You know what I mean?
I feel
that's
that.
some philosophical shit.
Mm-hmm. But, dude, so 2 days ago we figured it out because we were thinking about going to the PI, renting a place, me, you, Jesus, and another training partner going to get it done.
Yeah.
But thankfully...
Well, that would have been fun. That would have been good. That would have been fun.
Yeah.
I would have been down with that.
It would have been like, fuck. It sounds fun, but then not having Danny there to help.
Well,
with
Danny
food
would have
stuff,
came.
Oh, that would have been better.
She said she would have figured out a way to come. But yeah, that would have been, we would have figured it out. Would have been good. As long as I got my box.
That's true.
In my fucking lube, I could live anywhere. You know what I mean?
See, I don't do that.
Do what?
Use lube for shit.
I said loop.
Oh.
My loop. My hula hoop loop. You stupid fuck. Jesus.
But it's nicer. Thankfully, our friend at Guy Zwick at Highway 85 Created said we can use his back studio for our secret training spot.
Well, it's not secret.
It is.
Not anymore.
No one knows this address.
You just said the name of the
Google
building.
it. You can't. But if you Google Highway 85 Creative, it'll go to his main office. This is the main office. You guys can't find us, puss ass.
But yeah, it's literally gonna be in the back. We're in a warehouse building. This is the office area, and there's gonna be in the back. So that's gonna be sweet. Then we got a bunch of training partners that are down to, kind of quarantine and limit what they do.
That are just similar to Chito. That 30 by 30 octagon, I'm like, holy fuck.
Dude,
you got a good steel, right?
On this cage. Shout out to my boy Emron from Sanibel.
Uncle
M. Uncle M, that's sick. I'm getting it tatted. Uncle M we were looking for cages. I couldn't find shit, dude. Like, I was ready to drop $10,000, $11,000, $12,000 on a cage. Mm-hmm. So I was like, fuck, we need a cage. Uncle M finds one in Vegas, Roy Jones Jr. place, and it was on eBay, $3,200 or some shit, in a nice cage, bigger than the one that we're gonna be fighting in. But so that'll be nice to have even after this is all over, putting it up wherever we need it.
Dude, 30 by 30, that's the official UFC big size, right?
Could you imagine UFC saying, let's build a multi-million-dollar facility and put a bitch cage in there? Who thought of that? Let's put a bitch cage.
But, dude, the thing is, none of those fights have been boring in there.
Is it because of the cage size?
Forcing them to scrap, I guess. But I guess there hasn't been many fighters that put people against the fence and hug on them.
You imagine, yeah. Old
because
DC
last weekend,
Kamaru would have.
Yeah.
It depends, dude. When that's your style, that's your style. That's what's gonna happen. Jorge versus Kamaru, that's what was gonna happen.
Yeah.
Unless you have someone who's just like kind of like my style, who bounces around, you know, really, really tries to avoid that cage. It's gonna happen.
But anymore with your style, you're doing a lot of the backing people up.
Yeah.
Coming out long, backing them up, and you're super, super fucking dangerous against a cage. But everyone was bitching about Kamaru's performance. I'm like, dude, that was the smartest, and it was super tactical. It may have been boring putting against a cage, but that was smart. What's he supposed to do? Go risk it? Sit in the pocket with Jorge?
Yeah, well, like that's what I think Ariel was saying. He's like, we could have been having this conversation saying, why did Usman try to strike with Jorge?
Yeah, and
like,
then he's a dipshit.
Yeah, for sure. Like even, dude, I would have, if that was my style and that's how I won the fight, I would do the same thing.
Yeah,
Thank
the lady
God
at the
it's
coffee
not,
shop,
though.
she said, "Are people just when they're hugging each other like that? Are they literally just hugging each other?" I was like, "There's so much little
There's a
details
lot more
going
to
into
it,
those
for sure.
things." And that was so smart for Kamaru right off the bat to force that and just make Masvidal's arms and legs super heavy right off the bat. And I
Yeah.
think that's what happened.
For sure. You know what I'm so confused about? After Henry retired, Dana White said, we're giving Peter the next shot. I don't know who he's going to fight, but we're giving it was for sure it was Peter. Now Peter's the champ. It's like, he won't say, who's next in the title shot? Aljo, right?
Yeah.
Why? And Dana got asked again at I don't know. We'll see. I wonder what it is. I wonder if he's just like, I don't know why he won't just say, yeah, it's Aljo. Who the fuck else
I don't
is
think
it?
he likes Aljo a ton.
But I wonder why. Like, that's kind of how it seems like. But I wonder why. If he thinks it's, I mean, a lot of his fights are decisions.
Mm-hmm. Probably because he's not a super big
not a
draw,
name.
and he doesn't crack people, and his fights aren't like, holy motherfucker, he just knocked that motherfucker out.
Yeah, but it's weird. He's not like, yeah, Aljo's next. But dude, I was thinking of how many sweet matchups there are with Peter. Peter versus Henry's a sick fight.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Peter versus Aljo, that's an interesting fight. I don't really know how I see that fight playing out. Because Peter hasn't been taken down.
Man, I feel like Aldo was doing so good, he fatigued.
Dude,
He just hit that wall, I think.
I think, dude, that's just the same thing with Connor. It's just like they're just not built for 25 minutes. That's a long fucking time to be explosive like that.
For real.
It's a long fucking time. And Peter's not super. He's explosive, but then he stops. Then he chills. Explosive, then he chills. Aldo's constantly fucking explosive. But I'm curious where that division goes. Peter versus Cody. I think Cody gets knocked out, probably. Oh, right here.
Sandhagen.
Oh, yeah, Marlon versus Peter would be a sick fight.
That would be a really sick. That's probably what's going to be next, right?
Oh, yeah, maybe.
How would it not be?
Yeah, that's true. And then we got Pedro Munoz versus Frankie Edgar.
On your card, right?
Damn, I'm 14. That's sweet, man. I love it. I'm 14.
Lil Dong's big ahead of you.
What happened? How did John Dawson go? The rankings are so weird.
They're kind of dumb.
They're super dumb. But they gotta be. Dude, I was like, gonna put deodorant on this morning, and I'm like, you know what? No, I'm not gonna. Now I'm like, damn, I'm glad I didn't, because I smell good.
Train your nostrils.
Dude, Cody Stamen versus Jimmy Rivera's tonight at 45. That's a battle of some serious short dudes. Pull up their heights. I'm curious. You know, you never know what the fucking actually. Cody Stamen's 5. I'm gonna say 5'3".
I think I'm listed 5'6".
There's not a chance he's 5'6".
I
dude.
know.
He goes up to my kneecaps.
4 inch reach.
64. No, you're lying. No, you're lying.
Well, I
There's
thought
no way
too. I
he's
thought
gonna-
when we saw him at the fight week, I was like, "Oh, that's a cool little kid."
Who's
But-
brought their son to work?
But he turned around, he had cauliflower. I was like, "What the?"
He's pretty shredded too for a little
Yeah, he's
dude.
jacked.
Is he a? No, he's not certified midget.
Did you see Mark Perry smoke that guy,
Mark Perry?
Mike?
I didn't watch it. I don't like seeing that shit.
It didn't show him cleanly smack him.
Wait, Jimmy Rivera's 5'3",
That's Mariah's size.
and they're fighting at featherweight. Are they?
Holy smokes!
Damn, that's interesting. It's crazy that there are badasses, like badasses. It's weird,
Especially Jimmy Rivera is super
Jimmy's-
badass.
Yeah, it's weird you can be that small and be badass, but you can. Proof.
Mike Perry, he was just buzzed up, I think. I think he probably obviously does some pills, maybe some coke here and there too. For how intense he gets.
Issues. Some serious issues.
I remember one time we were sitting next to him at the fight, and he's just like looking like he's just gone.
Yeah.
And it probably like
cool motherfucker. I mean,
super cool.
If he likes you, but obviously not if you don't.
Yeah, but that old guy, just like Hot Sauce said, it was probably some old Marine vet, some old guy who thought he was tough. Rolled up on Mike Perry, and Mike Perry said, "Don't fucking touch me." And the guy walked up and touched him, and he got smoked. Boom, boom, boom.
See, if that was the case, I'd be fine with that.
That's what happened.
Really?
Yeah. There's a video of it.
I mean, I watched a little bit of it, but I didn't.
That's good, though, that he didn't get kicked out or nothing crazy happened. Because
Not
that
yet.
dude did roll up on him. He was being fucking crazy obnoxious.
Saying the N-word.
Oh,
Like, you're not black, brother.
He never gets shit for saying that, too.
Dude, yeah, that's true.
It's fucking crazy.
Ike Perry?
Yeah, he's a wild man.
Do you think they'll give Henry versus Alexander? I don't think they'll do that. I don't think there's enough draw.
Well, especially if Henry says, "I have my number I want."
He's not, dude. He's just literally, it comes down to, can they sell that as a pay-per-view?
Yeah.
And he's just not a draw.
Yeah.
I was telling the Twitch family the other day, I'm like, if he literally didn't say one word and just let his accolades speak, you'd probably have more fans.
Yeah, probably.
It's like, dude, you literally have to try to suck at promoting yourself.
I know, it's so weird.
It sucks. But just what happens when you're short man syndrome, I guess.
So he definitely wasn't retiring to actually retire. He was retiring to just make a stand for UFC.
Fight. Yeah. But Henry vs. Peter is a sick fight. It is a sick fight.
You know Henry doesn't want that fight. No way. No way.
I feel like Henry could beat him though. It's a sick fight, but
why would Henry come back for that fight?
Yeah, what
Another
he
payday?
would. He should have been. It should have been Henry versus Peter before he retired. See, obviously doesn't want that fight.
Yeah.
Who does Alexander get next? Is it beat Brian Ortega?
Poor Max, huh?
Cool. That's tough.
Poor fucking Max. Hopefully it's Chan Sung Jung.
Did you see what he tweeted?
Uh-uh.
He said it's embarrassing that Alexander's the champ of his division and he'll put him away or some shit.
Ooh,
I think we have Yair versus who is it? Yair versus who next? Fuck, wasn't he fighting? Who was he fighting?
I thought he's fighting Zabit.
Is that what it is? That'd be a sick
I
fight.
think so. Dana, didn't you say Chael posted a new video?
Chael did?
Yeah. Let's check it out.
Sugar Sean returns.
Right when I thought the world of the free format fighting system
This is
could not get any better,
sponsor.
Sean O'Malley gets a fight
Oh,
announced.
never mind.
Sean O'Malley's going to take on Vera, and that is not an easy task. I have to look at that, and the reason I bring up an easy task, yeah, of course, that weight class is hard, and it's in the UFC. Well, let me lay this out for you, okay? It's been stated on record that they would like to bring Sean along slowly, that he's not quite to his full potential or his peak. Now, I got to push back on that because nobody knows. I mean, nobody knows where, including Sean, where his full potential or where his peaks, best moments are going to be. You got to go take the fights that you can take when you can take them. You got to win the fights that you can win when you can win them. You got to hope that the people that like that kind of thing are going to like the people who are into that kind of thing. It's just the way that it goes. It's going to be the kind of thing people like that like that kind of thing. You know what I mean? Okay. I have to look at that because when I look at Vera, that's not an easy night out. And Sean was calling all sorts of people, these beautiful names, fights that you would love to see. I mean, he was calling out the Cody Garbrandts of the world, where you could have really something significant on one night. Now, I do get the pushback of bringing him along slow. That's not what I'm speaking to. Sean O'Malley is a bona fide star who is only on the rise, has not at all, his Peter has not peaked. Trust me there. But you do fall back to, are we as organizers falling for the trap that we set for the masses, which is perception is reality, and whoever has the biggest name is the better fighter, because that is not true. That has never been true. That is just the perception. That is the great magician. Look at this hand so you don't see what I'm doing with this hand. And I would only suggest this for you because when I look at Vera as the draw, that's a hard night out. That's another young guy who's up and coming, who's got a ton of experience. Vera's won more fights than most guys have even had. I want to say Vera's won like 15 fights. I believe he's had 22 fights. That's off the top of my head. But this guy knows what he's doing. Been there, done that type deal. I do have to look back at one of the other times where it was openly stated, we believe in this guy, we see what's in this guy, and we're going to bring this guy along slowly. And I think it's probably really only been done, at least publicly, once. And that was to Conor McGregor. But if you look back at Conor McGregor, nobody's career has looked more like a fine wine that's gotten better with time than his. Conor McGregor, his second fight, was the main event of the undercard. And the show was in Boston, where the Irish are abundant, so he gets brought. This is only his second fight. This guy, it was insane. I was there. I was main event of the whole card, and I don't say that to put my place on him. I say that to say I saw everything. I'm at press conference. I don't know who this guy is. I never met him. I've never seen him before. He's getting all the questions, or a lot of them. The fight comes. You talk about the pop of the roar of the crowd. He's getting the loudest reception. Or amongst it. We show up to the post-fight press conference. God, who this guy? He's getting a whole bunch of questions again. I only share this for you because they brought in an easy opponent for him that night. They wanted to put him over. They wanted to shine him up and put him over. They saw some star potential, so they gave him a bomb. Named Max Holloway. Before Max was
Will they
Max,
care if we
Max
play this
had
whole
only
thing
had
on
one
our
fight
show?
within the organization. Max was 20 years old. You see the problem looking back. I mean, you see the risk that everybody was taking. There was not the perception around
cool.
Max. There was not the big,
Speak with
beautiful
Ben.
number next to his name. There most certainly was not a 12-pound shiny gold belt around his waist. It was before Max was Max, but those skills were real. So many people have rewritten that fight and tried to say, well, Conor hurt his knee, and that's why the fight was so close. The fight was so close because you have two of the best fighters to have ever done it that found each other on an undercard in Boston back in 2015. That's what happened. Conor gets another easy fight after he gets past Max. He gets a real easy fight with a kid from Louisiana named Dustin Poirier. I mean, do you see the problem? Poirier was an up or down guy. He was young at the time. I want to say 23, 22. I mean, young guy at the time. Oh, pretty good record, but not great. Little potential, but looks like he's probably going to be a journeyman. Well, sure, everyone looks that way until they don't. I only share this with you because a lot of times this recipe, and there was major pushback on Conor.
You want
had all the
Angola?
haters coming out, watching the arenas this guy is filling up, watching the tickets and t-shirts and pay-per-view this guy is moving. Oh yeah, you're giving him easy fights. That was the perception. That was a false perception. That's the entire point I'm talking to you about. The dangers of a perception that turns out to be false. Called stepping on a landmine. It looks safe. Boom. Right. I mean, you see the problem? So when I look at this O'Malley fight, yes, he will be the favorite. Yes, he should be the favorite. To make believe anybody did him any favors, doesn't know who Vera is.
That's good. Yeah,
Yeah, it
dude,
is
Vera's
good.
definitely tough. He's in his last 6 fights, counting that Yadong fight, he's 6-0 with 5 finishes in the UFC.
He probably would have busted into the top 10 if he beat Yong Dadong.
Yeah, if he would have been Schlong Yong, he would have definitely.
Who, Long Schlong?
If he beat Schlong Long, he would have long schlonged himself into the top 10. Yeah, sugar. But look at, so he's got, scroll down a little bit to his win streak.
Finishes, too. Putting
Yeah,
people
yeah.
away.
Breeren, yeah, KO, submission, TKO, submission, TKO, decision. So yeah, he's putting people away. He's definitely not an easy fight.
Submitted Brian Keller.
Knocked out Brad Pickett. Yeah, I know I'm getting a couple people asking me, like, why aren't you fighting someone in the top 10 or something? It's like, dude, rankings are stupid. This dude, he could be a top 10.
Yeah, and
That's
anyone
all
who
I
knows
see.
anything knows that this is a motherfucker. He's a motherfucker.
He's a real deal. do. I'm trying to think. Should I do my hair his flag?
I think so.
Or should I
I
do
think
it?
that would be respectful.
I feel like it would be respectful too. Just like show my love for Ecuador.
Ecuador, huh?
It's kind of cool.
Year is a beat August 29th.
Ooh. Yeah, here's the beat August 29th. Let's go.
Official, but it's
It's happening.
Ooh, that's gonna be
sweet.
good.
Damn. 31 days till Sugar Show is back. And we just got to get there healthy.
How good was that training session fucking
Monday?
yesterday and Monday?
Yeah, they're both fucking
Superb.
superb indeed. It'll be so sick once we get that cage. Because realistically, the way I see this fight playing out is me busting him up, bop, bop, bop. Him getting a little frustrated, trying to just get it to the ground, get it to the fence, trying his little trips up against the fence, and me not I can't sit up against the fence. That's where I don't want to be. Moving around, moving my feet, not letting him push me up against the fence. He was gonna look to do that, trip me, and get on top. That's what his game plan's got to be. Probably kick my front leg. And in his mind, he's probably okay. I'm gonna get my ass kicked for about 10 minutes, and then I'm gonna try to finish him in the third.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like that's
Trying to kick your legs, but dude, in any of his fights, he's not stalking people down and putting them against the cage.
Fence, yeah.
And who the fuck has been able to put you against the cage? That's
Yeah.
been the plan for everyone the past 10 fucking fights.
Yeah.
And sparring partners that are really good sparring partners that know your style, that know a lot of your tricks, can't put you against the cage. So it's going to be sweet to see him try to put you against the cage.
I think it's gonna be a perfect fight for a sweet highlight, a sweet performance of the night. You could say the same thing about Eddie Wineland. Like, he's not just gonna fold. It's like that. He didn't just fold. That's just what happens when you get hit like that.
Yeah.
After a series of getting hit like that.
Yeah.
So people say, yeah, Chito's not gonna, Chito's gonna be there. It's like, okay, Eddie was gonna be there too. He was tough as fuck. Jose was gonna be there too.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't.
And even seeing Chito watching his fights and shit, he gets touched. Boom, he gets touched here. He gets touched here. He gets touched here by guys that aren't that good of strikers, that don't pinpoint shots. But I want to see how he handles it when he doesn't see it coming and he gets hit right on his fucking chin.
Yeah.
Right on his chin, right on the money.
Because that's where I hit people.
And just like I texted you, and you obviously know it, and we'll just keep reminding ourselves of it. He's gonna plan. You're gonna hurt him, and as long as you don't overcommit, he's not gonna be able to fucking grab you at all.
Mm-mm.
And if he does grab you, it's gonna be because he's severely hurt, and then he possibly could get choked out.
Yeah, for sure. It'll be lit. Yeah, 31 days. I think I'm opening up the main card again. UFC 250 Sugar Show is what they're calling it.
Please.
Yeah, that's what I've been seeing and shit. That's what DC
Because
tweeted.
they just shut down Vegas again, didn't they?
Someone in my Twitch chat, I was high as shit playing yesterday, and someone in my Twitch chat said, hey, did you see Dana said they're moving your fight to... I was like, are you fucking serious?
Fight Island?
Looking. And it was some troll. But I was like, no. But then I was like, well, bigger cage, obviously an advantage for me, but definitely don't want to do that.
I got to go through all the hoops, but knowing no matter what, that motherfucker's got to go through all the hoops too.
Yeah. But right after me is Pedro Munoz versus Frankie Edgar. It'll be nice to see Frankie. Say, Frankie, do you really mean to say that stuff, brother?
Junior Dos Santos Durisno.
Whew. Dude, and this isn't the small cage, those big motherfuckers.
We're gonna have to just hustle back to the room like we did last time and watch the fights.
And maybe, yeah,
People
hopefully
will get the pizza figured out this time.
them hoes be tripping.
That's the truth.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna just bring it to the Hunt House.
Yeah.
Oh.
Let's go.
August 15th, let's go.
Let me change the pace a little bit. Did you see that Naval podcast I sent you?
I listened to the first two. Oh, that's what I was like, well, something he said. I was like, oh, that's fucking good. He said, guilt is society's voice speaking in your head.
That's what I had it wrote down too.
Guilt is,
That is fucking
that's good. Yeah, that's conditioning at its finest right there.
Oh, dude, and I still feel it all the time.
In certain things, fuck yeah, me too. Like, when I try to jack off when I'm driving, I'm like, what the fuck? Everyone makes fun of me.
I know.
It's society. No, jokes.
It's society. Yo, but that was a fucking good one. And I like another one he said, the purpose of like wealth is just freedom.
Dude, that's the truth.
Then you don't have to answer to anybody.
Well, when People were making fun of me because I bought my king's throne. They were saying Sean only buys or doesn't buy depreciating assets, but buys a throne or something. It was fucking funny. The YouTube comments are the best.
Do you read a lot
They're
of
the
them?
best. Oh yeah, because they're always funny. And if they are negative, they're usually like, "Your audio sucks." I'm like, God, I need to figure out my audio. So it's good feedback.
Yeah.
But dude, that throne was an investment.
I like. I also like what he said. He said if you don't have physical health, you have nothing.
If you don't have physical health, yeah.
Physical health is your most important fucking asset.
Yeah. Physical health, is that mental too, or?
Well, probably for sure. But man, you see someone who's just the kind of heavy, and they're trying to be a leader or smart, and they're just, you can tell they don't take care of themselves, and they don't even apply the knowledge that they're spitting out. It's like, fuck, it's hard to get on board with that. Say, damn, I'm gonna follow you.
Yeah, it's hard to listen to someone's advice when you look at their life and you're like, I don't want to be like that.
That's true.
But I'm gonna listen to what you're saying. I don't know.
That's the truth. And especially with our parents, they're always trying to do what's best for us.
It's funny watching that Welcome to the Plothville or whatever show, because you hear this
Did
side
we
of the
talk
story.
about that show at all? I don't think we did.
I don't know.
Give them a rundown on what it is.
You're better.
Welcome to Plathville. It's just a show on Hulu about, I think there's 5 kids in the family.
9. You're stupid.
Total.
There's
That's
definitely
right.
9.
Total. But there's
So there's-
the 21-year-old.
No, they have 9 kids.
Because there was a 26-year-old who got married.
No, he's 21. Holy.
No,
dude,
there
what?
was a sister that's older that's married too than him.
Oh, I haven't even seen that. Is that the last episode?
No, it's in the beginnings where they talk about it. That
Are you
sister
sure?
that moved out? I'm willing to bet. But this is Welcome to Plathville, and this is just a family with some acres in, I don't even remember where it's at, southeastern Georgia. And they
have 9 children. Yeah.
They've raised their kids never trying sugar, never trying pop, never listening to the radio. They don't do movies. They don't do video games.
They didn't know who Justin Bieber was.
They don't do social media. Just super. What do you call it?
Super conservative. Well, that's how they were raised. Super conservative.
But all of them look pretty healthy. They seem
and they're
like
smarter than the average. Like when that 21-year-old talks, or even Mariah, the 16-year-old, when they talk, they sound more intelligent than fucking kids that go to school here.
Yeah.
Or how fucking smart I was when I was 16. I was smart.
Yeah, it's an interesting show to watch.
Shit.
Watching those kids, and at the first episode, I was like, dude, there's no way this is just a peachy little family life. But the 21-year-old kid gets married to a worldly girl, and and it shows in the season him
The drama.
first starting to drink his pop, and then having his first beer, and him just lighting
I
up
love
like all
margaritas.
all these new things, and then they start bringing some of those things back to the younger.
It's on
kids.
Hulu. Good show. Go check it out. Fucking funny. But it was what I was saying is listening to the mom's perspective, and then the 16-year-old's perspective of what they think each other's doing. They do end up sitting down kind of talking, but it's like that mom's doing everything she's doing out of pure love because she wants what's best for her kid, and her kid doesn't see that at all and just thinks her mom's a bitch or whatever she thinks. It's weird looking at the different perspectives. And
Whose side are you on in that, though?
I could see both sides for sure.
Yeah, me too.
Like, you see both. I think they're both right and they're both wrong. But that's the thing about parenting. It's like she said, she's like, you don't look in 15, 20 years and see what was I doing? Did it work? Was it good? You just got to trust, okay, what I'm doing is what I'm doing is right. But
Yeah.
you don't fucking know.
The
Interesting
Olivia
show.
girl, though, just doesn't seem like she wants to communicate and make it better. She just wants to be this bitch who's causing havoc in the house.
It's hard to really try to guess someone's personality just from a TV show, huh? It's like,
Yeah.
fuck, this is how she is.
And then
but the
we
opposite.
started the opposite show, Kylie Jenner's show on Hulu. Me and Jesus were watching a bit. I watched like 4 episodes.
I watched a little bit of the first.
And it's literally the fucking polar opposite of Welcome to Plathville. But those lips on her.
She doesn't
Holy,
have.
those are some dick sucking lips.
Those are some dick sucking lips for sure. She's definitely SMD. She's hot, but it's weird that her facial expressions hardly ever change. 'Cause
After
they're
you
so
said
fake.
that, I started watching it. I'm like, damn, she does look
Danny
like a robot.
Danny told me that.
A sexy little robot.
Well, I said, why does her face look? What the? I'm like, why does her face kind of look weird? Like, would I bust? Yeah, but like, she said because it's the plastic surgery.
Did you watch just the first episode?
Yeah, I didn't even finish the first episode. busted too fast.
After you busted, you turned it off.
Like a porno. You bust, you go, ew, shut your laptop.
Yeah, but both those
I've never done
fucking
that.
shows are pretty good. I'd rather live the Welcome to Plathville's lives than hers. 100%.
Yeah. Dude,
Just
living
like-
on that ranch and
Just like Jesus was saying, like Kylie Jenner's talking about all this anxiety and she has all these issues, always looking for something else. She has everything and she's looking for some sort of change. And I was saying how soft she is.
Yeah.
And she's never, ever in her life gone through something physically challenging or tough.
yeah. Well, just a gratitude practice, being okay, I'm thankful for what I have, and actually sitting with those feelings and understanding how lucky she is. She's probably never done that or has any.
That gratitude
know.
practice, it sounds so fucking cheesy, but it's so powerful.
Does it sound cheesy?
It does. Oh, have gratitude.
I guess it
People
does,
don't know
yeah.
what that means. Like,
Yeah.
you gotta have gratitude.
Yeah, you can't just sit there and be like, I'm thankful for everything, and then go on about your day. But, like, sitting with that thankfulness. Like, damn, I'm so lucky I have Danny, and, like, really just getting into those thoughts. Why am I lucky and all those?
Yeah, it's fucking really good.
But even like Danny was saying yesterday too, when we were watching Mariah go to the beach for the first time. It's like she's 16 getting to experience this for the first time, and it's so powerful. But she's looking at it as like, my mom did never let me experience this. It's like, now you're old enough to be able to experience it and feel those feelings. Like, you should almost be thankful in a way. Like, oh, you didn't let me feel this. And you could be thankful for that. Be like,
For
holy,
sure.
I'm getting to feel this for the first time. This is amazing. Instead of being like, I feel this every time I go to the beach. It's been here 500 times.
Yeah.
It's not that fun.
Yeah, for
It goes
real.
both ways, like you.
I was watching a video on the Laird Hamilton and the cold plunge, talking about how you can get bad motherfuckers, tough motherfuckers mentally, put them in that cold plunge and see them just panic. Like, it's a different kind of mental toughness. Almost similar to the mental toughness, not near, but when you're in a fight or when you're sparring
Yeah.
and you're really, your heart rate's going crazy and you're kind of panicking inside, but you're not at the same time. It's almost another version of that in the cold plunge.
Yeah, fuck you, for sure.
Because even superly mentally tough people, like some black belts or pro fighters, you put them in that plunge and you see them mentally just like, like start
Yeah.
panicking inside. It's such a fucking, like, badass tool. Once you get out, it's literally the biggest mood enhancer I've ever felt.
You haven't done marijuana.
Oh, I've done plenty.
I love that shit. I'm addicted. But, dude, it is nice.
I've been doing pretty good at not surfing before bed when Mariah's been gone.
Oh, I bet it's way harder when Mariah's gone.
Dude, when Mariah's here, we usually shut the phones off 8:45, 9. If I get a
Routine's good, yeah.
ding, yeah, the routine's good. And then I wake up and I'm able to meditate pretty solid, like come back to my breath and just focus on the stuff you're supposed to focus on in the meditation, which is pretty much nothing. But when I surf before bed, 10:30, and I'm surfing Twitter or whatever, I wake up and that's all that's going through my head. Shit, the other night, shit about Usman and then shit about Masvidal. I'm like, I'm sitting here, and that's got my brain filled up with that shit from just surfing right before I shut my eyes and go to sleep. That's got to be so just unhealthy.
Well, dude,
It's got to be.
I'm picturing myself back when me and you lived together at the apartment. Every single night, I was up snapping chicks or on Facebook, whatever it was. Every single night. And I felt like I had way more anxiety back then than I do now. And that's probably a lot to do with it, just surfing. Dude, now that I don't have any followers hardly on Instagram or follow that many people,
Has it been better?
I get on there like probably half the amount of time now. It's
So
nice.
that might be a smart idea, huh?
It's nice. I feel like it goes hand in hand, like surfing and anxiety for me. And everyone's fucking different.
Mm-hmm.
But dude, the more I surf, I can totally feel that almost energy going through my body to where I'm like, I need to do something. I need to fucking do something productive, which isn't a bad thought. But it is when it's 8:39. I'm like, okay, I need to be winding down for bed because I'm going to sleep way better if I'm wound down rather than trying to do this. Let's make a video. Let's make this. Let's do this. And now it's 9:45. It's like, okay, let's go to bed. And it's like, or if I'm like, it's 8:30, let's start winding down.
What do you do? Say it's 7:30. You just got home from jiu-jitsu or wherever. What's your wind down routine?
Well, if it's getting home from jiu-jitsu, it ends at 6:30, 7:30. So I'll get home around 8. I I rinse off with the hose, hot, cold. Danny makes dinner.
Hot, cold once, just boom, boom.
Yeah. Last night I just cold.
Hot for like a certain amount of time and cold.
Dude, right now it's so fucking hot out. My hot tub's been at 107. So I've been just getting in there for a couple minutes. Now come in, eat dinner. Lately, Danny and I have been watching that show. We'll watch a show while we eat. Once we're done eating, we'll go on a walk.
that's
Come
nice.
back, shower. I've been still listening to that Donald Trump book while I stretch in the mat room, and then it's time for bed. That's when we go to jiu-jitsu.
But how fun is that routine to you? Is that one of the best part of your days?
Yes, I mean sometimes I'm like, okay, I have to do that. Would I rather sit on the couch and fucking scroll YouTube? Sometimes, yeah, but I almost have to force myself to do that, knowing I'm gonna wake up better and have a more productive day. And when I'm in camp, that it's more fun because I know how much better I'm getting from doing that.
So it's easier for you to stay consistent with it?
It's way easier to stay consistent. But like I said, dude, sometimes I just want to sit on the fucking couch. It doesn't sound fun to do that routine.
Yeah.
But I always end up feeling way fucking better after I do the routine.
Fuck yeah.
You have to force yourself to do some shit that you don't want to do, even though in the end you're going to be more happy that you do it, huh?
But dude, it's crazy. Like I was saying before, it's crazy how good you feel after you do that routine. After you do your cold shower,
Dude.
Danny makes a meal, you're like, holy, I feel like
I forgot my bag of smoke.
fucking good. You bag of smoke
I
usually?
forgot my bag of smoke. Dude, the bag of smoke and when I do my hot cold helps me get into my breath more. Like weed.
Do you do a bag of smoke before the cold?
Yeah. Weed helps me get into my breath so much when I want to. And then I'll feel guilty. If I smoke and I'm just high, sitting surfing or something, I feel guilty. It's just society, though. No, it's not. It's me feeling like I'm wasting this fucking medicine on nothing. Like, I need to breathe or stretch. Yesterday, I took a fat bag of smoke and went out in the pool. It was so fucking nice, dude. When you're high in that water, it's so weird. I told Jesus, you feel like a fish. You might forget to come up and breathe.
And I wonder if you
Vodka.
would have looked for those different like meditation type, cold plunge, stretch, if you wouldn't have got that foot surgery. I wonder if you would have sought it out and found it like.
Yeah, that's a good question. It's hard to say, go back but dude, that was miserable.
But that's what I'm saying. It took something miserable and it literally,
Yeah.
I think, made it inside. Because I don't think you would have.
Well,
Maybe.
I think the whole USADA thing was even worse. The whole dealing with, like, in my head, I'm like, I'm literally getting in trouble for something I didn't do. And it was just driving me fucking crazy. I couldn't figure out how to make sense of that. I'm like, it just doesn't make sense. And all the scientists and all the, like, USADA's like, we're on your side. We don't. And then Vegas is like, yeah, well, we don't, whatever. But I'm like, how am I getting in trouble for something I didn't do? So that's when I almost had I feel like the meditation and the cold and all that helped even more to make me just be like, okay, those thoughts aren't positive. We need to figure out how to almost get over that or whatever it was. But I think that helped more going through that. But
Fuck yeah.
going through the bullshit.
Yeah, for sure. What's the most flat or most broke you've ever been? Because I can't remember a time where you're like, damn, I have zero right now.
I was always good at saving my money, huh?
Mm-hmm.
But in a way, that was also me being annoying and stingy and like, I'm not going out to eat. I'm not going out. I'd have like $1,200 and be like, let's go out to eat. I'm like, no, I'm broke.
Mm-hmm.
In my head, I was broke because I knew I had 3 months rent and this month, and I had to make sure. But
Yeah.
so I was
the opposite. If I had $1,200, I'm like, yeah, I'm balling. Let's go eat.
Yeah, it's true. Team's like, hey, you want some? But so I was never too dead broke when I moved down here, and I don't really have dead broke stories.
Yeah. I was before, because were you living with me when I went on the Bellator show?
No,
You were just about to move down.
no, because I remember downstairs in my basement watching you on Bellator, and I had never met you before. But I remember seeing you were from Montana. I'm like, I messaged you or I put on Facebook. Damn, that's crazy. I said, you give kids like me from Montana hope or something like that. When I
Way
was,
back.
because I was probably 18. So it was shortly after I ended up meeting you and stuff. But I hadn't met you. But that's funny thinking about that because I remember pretty vividly sitting on our couch downstairs watching the screen.
Yeah, I got on that show, the Bellator Fight Master show, and I think we had to wait like 4 months to get on the show, and I ran out of money. I literally, I was staying at Joe Riggs's, thankfully.
So no rent?
No, I did give him rent.
No. But cheap, probably?
Yeah, super cheap. And then literally driving, when Mariah dropped me off at the airport, it's either, okay, you lose your fight, I see you in 2 days. If you lose your first fight to get in, you get zero money. They send you home, you have zero money. Or you win the fight, and then you don't see your Mariah for 6 weeks. And she dropped me off, and I had $0 in my savings and in my checking. I was like, fuck, I want to get a water or I want to get a coffee or something. I couldn't. $0. And I was like, well, if I lose this fight, I go back home with zero fucking dollars, and I got to like find a job until I get my next fight booked.
Stressful.
Yeah, and thankfully.
How old are you? 22?
22, thankfully. And the worst thing about that, there's all these guys. We showed up to New Orleans, and there's all these guys on these buses and stuff. And you're gonna fight one of them, but you don't know. You don't know until weigh-ins the day before.
That would be
fight.
weird.
So there's some big wrestlers, there's some black belts in jiu-jitsu, some like strikers, and then you found out, boom. And then after I knocked that kid out, I think they gave us $750 a week plus if you finish your fight or something. But that's the most stress. I remember I got the checks after being on the show for 6 weeks. Got the checks going through the airport. Still had $0. I couldn't buy anything.
Cash them or put them.
So I'm like, fuck, I'm starving, but I have zero money until you get home and cash them.
Never been there.
There's been quite a few times when I was a pro to where I'd get my account down to $20, $10, and then I fight, boom, put the money back in there. Work it all the way down to $10, $20, fight, put the money back in there.
That's
so
funny.
it was fucking.
I remember when me and Mariah dropped you off at the airport to go to UFC, and it was or the Ultimate Fighter. It was the same thing. All right, see you in a couple days, or see you in 6 weeks.
Yep.
What? When did we end up seeing you? 6 weeks, right?
I think a while because I tore that arm, and then I went up to Montana, got the surgery, and just stayed at my friend's house.
Yeah,
because Mariah was up there riding the horses too.
It's crazy. The trip down memory lane, brother.
Yeah, we were never too broke at the apartment. We never were super cashy at the apartment.
No, definitely
but we'd
not.
always have a couple bucks to go have you run and go grab us some snacks.
Yeah. Well, I remember one time, I think, what was his name? Tim Rice? Something. How much did he send me? $1,600?
I think $1,000, yeah.
Oh, I was like, wow. I remember when I bought all that winning shit, too.
Oh, yeah.
Still use some of it.
Yeah, those were some good-ass days.
How nice is that Sandoval headgear?
The Sandoval gear,
I was
dude.
very impressed with that. I was like, damn, I'm going to... Because usually I'd wear my winning headgear.
Yeah.
But now I'm for sure going to be wearing that Sandoval headgear. I love how that fit. It felt
Yeah, it was
good.
fucking nice.
It was tight.
The nice thing about the Sandoval stuff, too, is every time someone comes and signs up for jiu-jitsu, it's kind of expensive. It's an expensive sport. But then they got to buy a gi. And usually... Before, gis were 120, 110, 130. I'm like, fuck, I got to buy a gi. But Sandoval, $60 for a nice gi, you're ready to go.
Yeah.
It's fucking nice.
Emerald, man.
Our Jobin questions were, how broke have you been? Stories. So let's play a couple.
Oh, God, these are about to be sick.
What's up, Tim and Sugar? I'm sending this from Fredericksburg, Virginia. Brokest I ever been. I used to get my water shut off on a monthly basis. It was once shut off so long I couldn't pay it, and I'd have to go out to my front yard, turn it back on every morning, and take a shower, and before I'd leave for work, I'd go back out and shut it off like nothing ever happened. Not sure how I never got caught, but I didn't. And I'd go to lunch, and I'd get a bowl of just black beans and brown rice from Chipotle. They'd give it to me for $2. That would hold me over all day. Looking back on it, it wasn't such a bad time, but I'm glad to not be there anymore.
That's funny he brings that up. Looking back, it wasn't such a bad time. Even when we did have $1,200 or whatever at the apartments, we had some good fucking times.
Looking back, they're some of the best.
It was like, dude, that was fun. That was fun time.
That's good to know, though. You can go to Chipotle for $2 and get beans and rice.
Dude, that's fire. That's good advice right there. Fucking.
I like what Tim Ferriss says. He says, okay, you're super scared to quit your job. You're super scared to change your career. Just for 1 week, live way under your means. Just buy rice and beans. Buy just the super cheapest amount of stuff as if you did lose your job and you lost everything. And you'll probably realize, wow, this isn't so bad.
Who said that?
Tim Ferriss.
Ooh, that's good.
It's not so
That
bad.
is good. I'm going to do that.
Yeah, that was a good one.
What's good, Jovins? It's Dawson Horn from Boone, North
Hey, what up,
Carolina.
Dawson?
And I just wanted to answer the question of how broke I have been. My freshman year of college, about 3 years ago, I remember clear as day having $5 in my checking account and 20 in my savings.
Not bad.
Kind of had like a bad get off with my parents right before college, and they decided they were going to stop paying for all of my stuff. So I had no job coming into college. I had a little bit of money saved up, but like I said, I had to buy a laptop, I had to buy books, I had to buy all my groceries and everything. And it got to a point a couple weeks into school that I literally had $25 to my name, and it was rough, man. Like, there was, for a while there, I was just eating ramen noodles every day, Pop-Tarts, just shitty food, man, like super shitty food. And thank God now I've got a job. That's where I'm at right now. But I have a job and I'm a senior now, making a lot more money. So yeah, there for a while though, it was tough, real tough. But hang loose, boys. Keep it up.
Hang loose, big dog. I feel like we're gonna see a lot of similarities.
It's funny in that
these.
though is even that thing. Look at how just thankful he is for his good job compared to Kylie Jenner.
Yeah.
Not thankful for shit really, because it's like she's never went through anything.
Yeah, that's what you think.
True.
She's been famous since she was like 3.
Dude, college is weird. College is fucking weird because my family, I'm the first generation of college. Like I said, my parents dropped out of school and they worked the carnival and stuff.
First generation. Dude, you didn't go to college. You went to ping pong class, bitch.
Because I went to 2 years. 2 years of college courses where the first year I lived in a dorm, went to my class. Lived in a dorm, went to my classes. Literally.
Makes sense to me, dude. I don't
And then we got the place. But like I said, I showed up to college. My dad did the best he could. He drove me there. He gave me like some extra cash that he had. Went to the loan office. Sign here for those loans? No problem. Boom. The check would come. I'd be balling. Let's go to the store. And then I'd be like, I'd go sign up for my classes. And they're like, yep, you got to take some electives and pick whatever you want electives. I'm like, oh, damn. Ping pong? Boom. Do that. Cardio? Hell yeah. That'll help with my fighting. Do that. So I'm paying fat cheddar to go to those kind of classes. I did go to English and then the computer courses and do that bullshit too.
English?
Seriously, dude.
Dude, I failed English for years.
College fucks kids, dude. Fucks so many people over.
I literally was like, in my head, knew I wasn't going to college in elementary school. I remember thinking like,
Once I saw my brother being a firefighter and him being happy and liking his life, I was like, is there something I can do to be a firefighter? And there was the fire science. So I was like, I might as well go for that. It makes good money, has a lot of freedom.
At least you had an idea. Well, God, what was I telling Danny the other day? It's like, if you can build your life around your passion, that's money, huh? But finding that passion, what am I going to build my life around? Like, we built ours around fighting, and it fucking turned out sweet. But like, just that's the biggest thing, is finding that passion and building your life around it. Even if that means you have to go to work 40 hours a week, but you can still do your passion for now. You're gonna get so good at your passion, you're gonna be able to fucking make money doing that.
But where do you think that confidence comes from? Because probably a lot of people have a passion, but they're like, I can't.
Maybe they need to see something like this. They're like, I just need to do it. Fuck it.
Yeah.
That's what we did. I was like, I'm going to fight. I'm going to fucking fight. I'm going to go work at this job. And for me, I ended up enjoying it, working at that disabled place, the group home. And I'm like, I'm going to work so I can afford to train. And now I'm making money doing that. But I don't know. I'm fucking high now.
But having the confidence to do it, that's a big part of just having your passion and then making a living from it.
That's sweet. Like you
gotta
said,
have confidence.
Though. What Tim Ferriss said.
Oh yeah.
Live below your means for a week and say, oh damn, that's not that fucking bad.
Yeah.
Panda Post decided to get off their ass and do something. Newman sent me a package today, and what was it? Boom. It was a little something from Mary. Here's cannabinoid content.
1,500 milligrams of THC.
Each 1 milliliter drop
What the?
contains
What the?
30 milligrams.
Did she just have a seizure?
In one drop, 1 milliliter drop.
Oh my God, that's
As you can see,
pure.
brand new. Seal cracked. That looks pretty sick to me.
Is he gonna drink it?
Smells nice.
The anticipation's killing me.
Squirt it. Anyway, now, before we get started with this, I'm gonna give a shout out to them. And of course, sub to Shoe Nice. I don't need to say it. Again, you already know. 1, 2, 3.
Oh my god.
Oh, fuck.
This motherfucker deserves to be on. What the fuck? Take a bottle of cum. He's like acting like
Done.
peace, boys.
Oh my god.
That was heavy duty. I'm officially oh the fuck off, man. God damn.
He just thinks his shit right is good nasty.
This kid's nuts.
If this kid doesn't get laid off this video, I don't know who will. Oh my god. Dude, 1,500? That literally, I feel like I'd be dead.
Literally one of those drops, 30 milligrams, would fuck me up.
Yeah, me too.
Fuck
Edibles
me up
get
where I
you
couldn't
good.
function. That shit's nuts. It's crazy how
What was that fucker's name? Shout out Marlon. That motherfucker's crazy.
That motherfucker's tight. It's crazy how people THC tolerances are so different.
Yeah. Did he have orange curly hair?
Yeah,
That was
lit.
sick.
That
That
fucker
was
gets
sick.
puss for
Yeah,
sure.
he definitely gets pussy. Mm-hmm.
We both fucks the same bitch. We don't know whose kid it is. We're like,
Oh, pause it real quick. I was telling Danny, I was high as shit. I was like telling Danny, I'm like, what if? Because when you get a girl pregnant, and then after she gives birth, she starts producing milk in her tits. I'm like, what if the guy, right when he busted a nut, started getting tits, and he didn't know. He fucked a couple bitches, and he didn't know. He just started getting tits. He'd be out there looking for his baby mama. Like, hey, you pregnant?
that'd be crazy.
How crazy would that be?
Yeah.
Fucking get a nice little C cup.
You know what I was also thinking about the other night? You know how you say when you're super horny, it's like you have hormones, or
Oh.
whatever, like a girl says.
Yeah. When a girl's, yeah.
So if you're super
Horned
I don't
up.
want to say super good, but if you're good at meditation, you should be able to pull yourself out of that.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe you can pull yourself out of that, but you don't want to.
Yeah. It's the
Is that
the
a thing?
resistance.
You could, right?
I think so. I think with the right breath, I think it would take some serious.
Or
I'm
somehow,
gonna fucking meditate and I'm gonna breathe and I'm not gonna feel like this freak.
like somehow switching your, because I'm about to beat off last night,
What the?
and I grabbed my iPad. I'm like, it's pretty late. I could just go to bed,
But
and
I
just
can't.
keep all that energy, or I could have some
literally-
serious good sex in my mind right now.
Just release that
It's like,
chi, blood.
fuck, dude. But same thing with girls and their hormones.
Oh,
Can they
when they're on their periods?
If they were good at meditation, could they physically?
I'm gonna say
change the-
yes, but they're gonna say no. You just don't understand. I'm like, okay, well, try being as horny as I was one time, and that's why I fucked that one bitch.
But I've had moods even recently to where I'm like, man, I do have the tools, guys, but I'm just in like that mood right now.
I think that's some black belt level meditation skills that we're not at, or certain people are.
Or
not.
is it a lack of sleep or the fucked up foods you're eating?
Well, I think
or-
at any emotion you should be able to go meditate. That's a black belt and be able to
Yeah.
get out of that emotion and come back to zero.
Yeah.
That's just fucking high level shit. And that goes for girls that are on their periods. They're like, yeah, you just don't understand. I mean, well, maybe we don't.
Yeah, just like
Technically understand
that.
We don't.
What was that one kid that you beat up that came into the UFC gym one day and he's like, I'll spar you, and you're like, I'll fuck him up.
Oh, he was gonna spar you. He wanted to spar
Yeah.
you. Yeah. What about him?
What was his name? Do you remember? I forgot his name too. But
He's a nice kid.
crazy fucking kid. Like did drugs in the past.
I was
just
an amateur
mentally
still.
not fucking stable. It's crazy kid. And then later that night he came back with a couple black guys to fuck us up.
Yeah.
But we weren't there.
Yeah.
But this super mentally unstable kid, he stumped me one day. He's like, "You smoke weed?" I'm like, "Yeah, I smoke weed."
He wasn't. He was jacked like an athlete. You don't make him sound like he was just some fucking
No, he was. Yeah,
And he boxed it like
he
growing
was a
up.
fighter. Yeah.
But he's just crazy, like
Yeah,
mentally
mentally
crazy.
fucking crazy. But he's like, why do you smoke weed? I'm like, dude, it brings me right in the moment. It feels good. There's a lot of benefits. He's like, you can meditate and get there too. I'm like, yeah, fuck.
Stumped
I'm
you.
like, you're right. I could, but I like my weed, my dude.
Yeah. Well, for me, I feel like weed, like I was talking about the breath, how it brings me, or helps me breathe, or it's easier to focus on the sensations of breathing. I feel like that's just, the weed it truly does help with that.
Yeah, I think so too.
It's pretty cool. Anyway, go ahead.
What's up, Jobins? It's your boy Brad Francis again, and I need some life advice, boys.
Oh, God.
I need some advice about moving out of your hometown, and why or why shouldn't I do it? You know, I really want to move out of my hometown. I just feel like I need that, but like my family and my friends, they're kind of giving me a hard time, and it's kind of messing with me, making me feel bad. Kind of redirecting my thoughts to not moving away. But like I know in my heart I really want to, so if y'all could just give me some advice of how to deal with that, like people from your hometown.
He's beating it.
Not trying to make you feel bad, but I don't know, just trying to keep those same ideologies in your mind that aren't gonna help you move away. Just some advice would help, brothers. Love y'all, peace.
That's that resistance, dude. Huh?
Well,
it's
and
just
if you
resistance.
think about it, if your friends and your family really love you, they'll ask you, what do you see yourself doing? What do you want to do? And he says, blah, 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 whatever it is. Well, you can't do that here. We love you. You should go. I should want you to go. Your friend should want you to go if you have a good plan once you're here. But if your plan's some fucked up plan, then your family and friends are maybe like, no.
Well, dude, even if he doesn't have a plan, he's like, I just feel like I need to get out. I think that's enough of a fucking feeling to be like, just go. If you're having those feelings, like I just need to, that's a sign. I feel like you just need to go. But then you got to figure out, where am I gonna stay? How am I gonna work?
Or accept you're not gonna have really a group of friends until jiu-jitsu opens back up and you come meet people.
Yeah.
But the thing in Phoenix, there's thousands of jobs for Amazon, for all these stores.
Yeah.
There's tons of shit you could do. Be like, okay, I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna first save up $1,000, $2,000. I'm gonna sign a 6-month lease. I already have my job locked down at Amazon or whatever I found on Craigslist. I'm going to work, try it for 6 months, and then decide at 6 months what the fuck I'm going to do.
Yeah. But, dude, your friends are probably saying that because they are too insecure about doing it themselves. They don't want you to be able to do it. Like, no, I don't. You can't do that. You can't do it. Because that's how they feel about themselves. But, dude,
Yeah.
I feel like you're not going to...
We've talked about that in the past.
Yeah.
How people texting you...
Well, yeah, when I was moving to Phoenix, I was told by all the fighters, my coach, one of my coaches at the time, not his name was, it doesn't even matter, but he's like, dude, that's not good. You're gonna be a small fish in a big pond. And in my head, I'm like, sweet, that's what I need to be. I need to be that. They're like, you're gonna get beat up, blah blah blah. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, oh, good, that's where I need to be. But to them, it was not a good idea. They don't want to be that, so they're projecting their feelings on me. I'm like, what the fuck?
Well, even my dad, too, when I said, I'm not going to college anymore, he's like, he was pissed. And like I said, he's doing it all out of love and just what he knows, you know, saying, you're going to be like Todd Foster, I didn't say
Punch
Todd
drunk.
Foster, but just, you're going to be a beat-up fighter with nothing to do because that's what happens to fighters.
Yeah.
And thank God I didn't listen. I'm like, no, that's what the fuck I'm going to do.
Cool, dude, just not, It's weird, but let's play the next one.
That's what I'm saying. I want to know where that confidence comes from. The confidence that just he's talking about. To
That
be like,
first
I'm gonna
gut
go
feeling,
do
I
it.
wanna
Fuck
get outta
it.
here.
That rebel, is it rebel type? To be like, fuck that, I'm going.
Yeah.
Because when someone tells you not to do something, or in you somewhere, it motivates you more to do it.
What is it? Yeah, I don't know.
Drugs.
Oh god, this motherfucker about to be crazy.
Jobins,
Oh shit.
Painter here. I got a great story for you. Brokest I've ever been, how I got there, how I ate during it, how the fuck I got out of it. Because that right there is the most important part. So, I was 21, and that was 4 years ago. 21, and I got offered a job working at a new place building cars. Thought, hell yeah, This is what I want to do with my life. It'll get me out of where I'm working, kind of get me on my feet to go do my own thing in a couple of years. So, I get down there, and it was about 120 miles from where I was living. So, I thought, fuck it. I'm going to move into the office, fucking work my ass off, make some good money. Move into the office. I had a microwave and a fridge and a toilet there. That's all I had. Well, for 4 months, we got shafted. He kept saying he was getting a loan, it was on the way, he was going to be able to pay us, just he couldn't at the time, keep working, he was going to make it right. So during that 4 months, to get food, we did some crazy shit. We would go around, find whatever we could, go scrap it. Bring some cars in to work on, take the seats out, check on them, get all the change out you could.
Fast forward it like a minute.
Now this was the funnest one. The funnest one was
Actually, 2.
We find out.
More.
A little more. Get a little more. I got the gist. Go to about 15 seconds. You're fucked.
This is what we do. Started this shit in the parents' garage at 21. Now I'm 25. And this is my kingdom.
Damn.
Own boss,
This is how we rock, Jobins. This is how we rock. You put in the fucking work, you will get paid. You will get to eat what you want. But you gotta put in the fucking work. Make sure it's what you love, too. Then you can end up with some cool shit. We got all sorts of shit going on in here. We got fucking cars for days. We be paid shit left and right.
Yeah.
This is how we roll, Jobins. This is how we roll. You put in the work, you can do whatever the fuck you want. I'll tell you what.
Yo, punches that thing.
I ain't fucking broke no more. And I'm eating good.
That's good shit.
That is good shit. That's good Jobin shit right there. Sounds like American Story, baby.
Dude, how much do you love fucking going to the store and Sprouts and be like, well, right now you're on your diet, but when you're not on your diet, like, I can get whatever the fuck I want.
Dude, yeah. It's nice.
What's up, Tim? What's up, Sugar? This is Sean here from Pennsylvania.
Sean,
I'm just getting some tire work in over here at the high school, just trying my old high school, trying to get right. Saw the question you guys posted on the Instagram page saying, what's the brokest you guys ever been and what'd you guys do to get by? And it's hard not to say that right now is probably the brokest I've ever been with quarantine going on here. It's pretty bad. And then a lot of us losing our jobs like myself. It's kind of hard, but fortunately it's summer and I have some old people in my neighborhood. I've been able to cut their yards, mow their yards, mulch for them, do whatever I can to make a couple extra bucks, put some good food on my table at night, and get a little bit of bud for myself, help me stay relaxed. But I just want to bounce the question back at you guys. What's the brokest you guys ever been, and what'd you guys do to get by? Go fuck up Chito in August, boys. Let's go.
We already talked about that.
I'm surprised if he didn't have a job before that he can't do unemployment. But, dude, I saw this kid driving with a little truck and a trailer. Probably he's got to be a teenager. And I called the number on the back of the thing for yard work. And he came over, and he's like this cowboy, young kid.
The Dilden?
Yeah, little tiny shitty truck with a trailer. And I had him estimate the yard. He's like $40 bucks. But I was like, dude, he's probably making a killing. I'm like, you been staying busy? He's like, yeah, so busy. Just going around busting out yard
himself,
work.
too?
By himself.
That's pretty cool. See, that's some shit I couldn't do. No, I could. I'm a fucking workhorse.
I think you could. Well, if it came down to it, I was like, because me and you were like, let's buy 2 mowers. We'll do a Craigslist ad. We'll hit some fucking lawns. We'll go to lunch every 15 minutes.
Every 15 minutes, we'll have a lunch break. You're a real piece of shit, man.
It's the truth. That's the truth. Where are we at, Jesus?
I have to go run for. I know. I have to go run. Blood.
That's money.
It's 115 out.
Episode
baby.
93. Peace.
Deuces. We're supposed to do my book.